Hey everyone, let's look at business cycles. That's the first part of chapter 9. By business cycles, we mean ups and downs in the level of economic activity. By that, we mean the real GDP is either increasing or decreasing, and we are looking at short-run economic fluctuations. We have 4 phases of business cycles: peak, recession, trough, and expansion. And the next slide, we have a graphical representation of these 4 phases. We look at peak. By peak, we mean the real GDP is at its max, and we are using all the resources. And when the real GDP is at its max, we say we have full employment, real gross domestic product, and we are using all our resources, as for example, land, labor, and capital. During a peak, the prices increases in an economy. Then we look at a recession. By recession, we mean the real gross domestic product is going down, and this kind of downturn usually exists for 6 months or more. Recession, we see the real GDP is going down, followed by income going down, employment is going down, and prices are also going down. After that, we have a trough. During a trough, the real GDP is hitting its rock bottom. This is followed by expansion, and real GDP is increasing once more. Now, if we look at this real life data from last 50 years, we can see an expansion, we can see a peak before the subprime mortgage crisis. I can see a recession, I can see a trough, I can see an expansion again. I see a peak again in 2019. I see a recession again in 2020. So we can just use the data here and try to find different phases of this business cycle. Now, look at this economic history of US. We have different periods of recession. Each had different duration. That means lasted for so much and so many months. And each had different intensities. That means we are looking at how much the real gross domestic product went down during these recessions. So looks like during 2007 and 2009, the real gross domestic product went down by 4.3%. However, it was more pronounced during the Great Depression of 1929s. Okay. Now we look at causes of business cycles. The number one cause is economic shocks, and these are definitely unexpected events. One of that is the COVID-19 that we are seeing these days. And we need time to adjust to these unexpected events, and this leads to fluctuations. That means expansions and recessions. The second cause is prices are sticky downwards. We are familiar with this term. Sticky means fixed. Sticky downwards means the prices are not going down. Okay. Now we look at the causes of these shocks. The number one cause is irregular innovations. By innovations, we mean something new is followed by an invention. That means we can look at The internet service, I'm going to say internet is an innovation. Mobile phones, that is another innovation. All those 4G network, 5G networks, those are examples of innovations. When we have innovations, consumption increases, investment increases, real GDP increases. But these innovations are infrequent. After a period of successful innovation, everything stops and the real GDP goes down, and that's going to cause a recession. The second cause of shock is productivity changes. Productivity is defined as real gross domestic product over input. The input can be labor input or can be capital input or any other sources of input. Productivity increase is followed by real GDP increase, and that's going to cause an expansion. On the contrary, productivity decrease is followed by real GDP going down. Okay. The number 3 cause of shock is monetary factors. It's like the central bank can create too much money. That's going to lead to inflation, lead to real GDP increasing, or it can stop creating money and that's going to lead to real GDP going down. So basically, just to remind you once more, we are looking at business cycles. Business cycles are basically real GDP increase or real GDP decrease. Real GDP increase is expansion. Real GDP decrease is recession. Alright, coming back to the causes. Number 4th cause is political events. 9/11, tariffs and quotas and wars and peace treaties. All of this can be treated as political events. This is going to cause huge changes in our business cycles, can lead to real GDP increase or real GDP decrease. Number 5, financial instability. Here we have the recession of 2007. We can say the asset prices can go up. This will cause real GDP to increase, or we can have the asset prices going down. That will cause the real GDP to decrease. Okay. Now let's look at the impact of these cyclical fluctuations. In our daily lives, we need durable goods, we need non-durable goods. Examples of durable goods are capital goods, as for example housing and commercial buildings and heavy equipments. We can also look at consumer goods. Examples are new appliances, cars, bicycles. During a recession, I know a lot of people are using bicycles right now. I'm not going to buy new appliances, new houses during a recession because the income has gone down, because the real GDP has gone down. So durable goods are really affected if we are in a recession, but on the contrary, people are going to need non-durable consumer goods. Examples are services like medical, legal. We cannot really forego these essential services no matter if we are in a recession or if we are in an expansionary phase. And also food and clothing. We can't really forego food and clothing. So these non-durable goods are hardly affected by business cycles. That's all for now. Thank you very much.